Welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Nordy. This is going to be a sort of behind the scenes, working out the kinks kind of video. Just showing you the process of how we created this box and how we ended up where we did with it. So just hang around, and there will be a second part to this video as well, showing you the final process. So I hope you enjoy this kind of content. If so, hit that like button and leave me a comment and let me know what you think. All right, here we go. Oh, and I just wanted to say this video does not show the Cricut process, but that will be showed in the second video. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I had the Cricut cut the shapes out. It's not going to cut through this chipboard because it's really thick, like a 1/16 of an inch thick. But I just wanted it to get my shapes on here and stuff as I needed it. And then I'm going to use my Cricut cutting board here. This is the one I use for cutting any of the chipboard or the really thick cardstock, just because I don't want to use my other one. It's this one doesn't cut paper as well anymore, so it's good for this chipboard now. And then we'll just line everything up where all these cut lines that we made on the Cricut, and we'll start cutting out all of our shapes. Okay, so now that we got our shapes cut out, this shape here, of course you're just going to get your rectangle that we had before. That's just 3.5 by 5 inches. You're going to measure out from the edge here, you're going to measure out 1 inch and what did I put here? I think I put 1.25 inches, but it's supposed to be 1.5 inches. Let's make sure. Yeah, we got 1.5 inches. So this is supposed to be 1.5 inches. So you're going to measure from this corner out to here about 1.5 inches. So this is going to be your 1.5 inch mark. And then you're going to measure from the bottom here, and that is 2.5 inches from the bottom to here. And so this point and this point is what you want to line up together. Make your line, and then that's where you're going to cut that angle. Okay, so these are our two pieces, and this is what I was trying to explain before. This is going to be the back, you know. These are going to fold up to the side, and then we have our bottom piece here that's going to go there, and then our front piece that's going to go here. So basically we're making one of these, but just a mini one. And I wanted to make it small enough so that I can use a 12 by 12 cardstock sheet to cover the whole thing. So that's why I was making it this small. Plus I'm making it for my daughter's desk in her room. So I thought I'd make a couple little things to fit some of these notebooks that I make. And I think they'll fit really cute in there. So we'll start assembling this. Now, like I said before, all the little strips that we cut out are gonna be our joining strips. So we're gonna be joining all of our edges. And we have to score them all. I think I dropped one. We have to score them all right down the center, long ways, down the middle. Okay, so this cardstock that we're using here is about like a 1/16 of an inch thick, okay? So you can get these shapes cut out on your Cricut, but it's not gonna cut all the way through on this this cardstock, but it'll give you the lines that you need. But you can just use a cutting board I wouldn't use, if you have like 2 cutting boards, I wouldn't use your really good one because it'll probably be dull after that. But I like to use one that I just specifically use for the cardstock. It doesn't cut paper that well anymore, so it's okay to be rough with. So you're gonna cut out 2 3.5 by 5 inch rectangles. And then you're going to cut a 1.5 by 5 inch rectangle. And then a 1.5 by 3.5 inch rectangle. And the other one is, where'd it go? Oh, 1.5 by 2.5 inches. Okay, so total you're gonna have 5 pieces here. So now after you cut your rectangles, you're gonna wanna get this angle right here. And so you wanna measure 1.5 inches from the top here and mark it there. So you'll mark it right here. And then you're gonna measure 2.5 inches from the bottom to here and mark it there. And then where those 2 points meet is where you're gonna cut it. So you're gonna angle your ruler there, you're gonna make your mark, and then that's where you're gonna cut that piece, okay? And then these are our joining pieces that we cut on our Cricut. And like I said before, we need to score all of these right down the middle. If you don't have anything to score, it's fine. Just fold them long ways right down the middle. And I mean, I wouldn't suggest doing it like this. I would use a ruler, make your halfway mark, you know, on the top and the bottom, so you know. And then try to bend it over so that you're getting it a good score right down the middle, a good fold. So we'll go ahead and start scoring these. Make sure I don't cut them. And these are 1 inch, so you're gonna be scoring them long ways at the 1/2 inch mark. Where is my inch? And I'm just gonna eyeball these. Okay, so now I want to use just 1 piece of cardstock to do this, and this is a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock. But I mean, you guys can wrap yours up any way you like. But I'm just going to kind of rough do this and mark out where I want to score. And I mean, I would recommend using a pencil. You can totally erase this so that you could erase it. And so I'm only doing this just to mark out my score lines where I need to score. And I want it to have about a 1/2 inch overlay. So I'm just gonna roughly do about a 1/2 inch over. This is the bottom. So the bottom, when it gets folded over, it doesn't need to be completely covered. You only want to cover a little bit of that bottom, just so you don't see that the cardboard underneath. Okay, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I can roughly see my score lines about right there. So let me go just a little bit. Okay. And then my next. Okay. Score. I'm not sure how much to cut off just yet. Okay, so now that we got those cut, just take them off our mat here. And then here's the cardstock we cut. And I have a thinner one here, just to kind of get an idea of what we're gonna do, where we're gonna be scoring. Okay, and then it's gonna fold together. And it's gonna make our little box, okay? So we just wanna get in this corner here, line it up. I think I scored these the wrong way. I did. So I wanted to use that one. It's just not gonna work out. That's the way it goes, I guess. That's not gonna work.
Can you do it with the thin one?
Guess so. Okay. So this bottom piece we don't need. Let's see. We don't need that. No. Why are you in here?
I'm gonna put this down.
Just kidding. Just kidding, not kidding. Okay. What a mess. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess. Okay. Oh, okay. The taping is not done. You're crazy.
Hurts every time I do it.
Now, I'm I'm the type of person who does not like to do a lot of tedious things. I try to figure out a way to do things quicker. And this is one of those things I don't like to do. It's a lot of taping and gluing, but here I am all in crafting. Taping and gluing all the time. Okay, that's why this is a really terrible job. I think what I would have done is I would have taped all the edges first of this shape, then made my notches, you know, cut out my notches. Then I don't have to try to get all precise, you know, I could just get it all over. And, you know, even just instead of taping the chipboard, I would have just taped the whole paper. Just tape the whole paper, cut out my notches where I need them, then place this back in here and cut it, because this was annoying. So I hope that's a little bit more helpful. You guys probably already knew that though, and you're probably yelling at the screen, why are you doing that? Sorry. I guess I like to make things harder for myself. Which brings me back to the margarita that I need after this, because I am super stressed out now. I mean, I'm glad I'm done. Oh, one of my pieces went under. Look at that. That would happen. How did I miss that? Of course, I'm gonna do this all over again. Because the first time, you gotta just work out all those kinks. So then you kind of know, you know where to make your shortcuts and stuff like that, and how to make things a little bit easier and smoother the next time around. So I guess this is just gonna be one of those videos where we show you how we figure out how to do something by working out all the kinks first. Because there's a lot behind the scenes that you don't see to make it look nice and smooth. And it does go smooth the next time around, because now you know what not to do. And so it does go a little bit smoother, and that's nice, you know. And it's always funny to me when I look back at the video after editing, and it just goes, you know, just chill a few minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and I'm like sitting there going, that took me 4 hours to figure everything out and to get it to go smoothly and do all that, and it took me a long time. But I mean, that's the whole point of these videos though, so that those of you who are actually watching and want to know how to do this can do it without having to go through all that stressful business, and just enjoy the craft, right? Enjoy it, do something fun, and just relax. So I hope when you actually see the video, when we get it all figured out, all the steps, so it goes smoothly, that you'll see, hopefully you appreciate all the tediousness and hard work that went into it. I know you guys will. I know I do when I see the videos and I see like how much they had to do and everything they went through to get it the way that it was and to be smooth, and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad somebody else figured that out. And now I get to just go in and do it and enjoy it and not feel like, oh, I don't ever want to do this again. Because that's the thing, like, you don't want to feel like you don't want to do that again. You know, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And you should want to do that again because it is fun. I like trying to figure out ways to create things, and I know there's other ways to make these little boxes. Like I saw a video, and this is the big box, right? And as you can see, it's all different pieces, right? And then in the inside, they use these strips that are scored down the middle, and then they're glued or taped on the back, and it's just, you know, to attach all the edges and make it a little bit more sturdy. And as you can see, I don't know if you could see down in there, but there's some down at the bottom. So anywhere where these two edges are gonna meet is you're gonna have those strips in there. But my deal is, instead of cutting out all these individual little pieces, I wanted to just score all these areas. I wanted to do it on one piece and just score the areas and bring them together. And I can still add these strips in here to reinforce those corners so it's a little bit more sturdy. So if I wanted to do that in all these edges here, I could do that. And but we left some of the tabs here for that reason, so that when you come in here like that, all you have to do is add tape on that end and it's gonna go in there just like one of those tabs. But if you want it to be a little bit more sturdy, I mean, you can add another one just over this spot right here, and that would reinforce it. But we're just gonna, for the sake of this video, just keep going in the direction we're going, and we'll see how it goes. Close this, it would be connecting back in here, and we didn't do that. So of course, you know, that's just one of the things you come across when you're trying to figure out how to do something and come up with something in a different way, or just something brand new altogether. And there's all these little kinks and things you gotta work out and figure out, so then when we show it to the viewers, to all you viewers out there, we've already worked that out, so you don't have to. I want to keep you craft. Okay. So then I would put tape on this end. Close this up. And of course, just for this video, I'm using just this cheapy tape. I would use something a lot stronger, like the red tape from iCraft, the double-sided super strong adhesive. Could use that one, or glue. If you don't mind sitting there and waiting for that glue to dry and, you know, doing what you gotta do to keep it together while it dries. I think if I saw this video, I wouldn't want to make I wouldn't want to make something, you know? I'd be like, oh, forget it. That's too hard. But like I said before, the point of this video is figuring out all the kinks, and then once we do that, we show you the video with all the kinks worked out, and then show you how to do it smoothly. but it is still interesting, I think, to watch a video like this where you just kind of get to see how it all came together, the idea, the working it all out process. And then you got a cute little box. Like I said, that bottom piece should have been, you know, extended, which we'll figure out. We'll have that all worked out in the next one. But I wanted to see if I can get this paper on here a lot smoother, because when I did it the very first time, I mean, look at how awful this looks, you know, and it's not holding in my corners there. And I realize it's because certain little strips in here have to go first. Otherwise, you're gonna have these little things that get in the way, right? So when you're putting your book inside there, you don't want it to hit that. You don't want the pages to keep hitting that, or the cover to keep hitting that. So, I mean, there's different ways around it. Put those down first and then put the other strips over it so everything just kind of goes smooth. But as you can see, look, it ripped. It looks really thick, and I don't know. It just, and I didn't like these seams, like a raw seam in there. So I'm like, okay, well, how are we gonna do this to where it's not gonna look really terrible? And then we were doing other ones, trying to figure it all out really quickly just to see if we can get the tape on there. And as you can see, we had this one going over, and I thought, no, that's too thick. I don't like that. So then I did that one, and I thought, no, because I don't like this raw edge of the paper. What am I gonna do with that? And then I was like, how do I get this done in one piece? You know, one solid piece of the cardstock and the chipboard. And so what I'm using here, which is still pretty cool, using the thinner cardstock, I thought it wasn't gonna look cute. I really didn't. I thought it's gonna probably look warped. And I think it would have if I used glue. For some reason, glue just wants to warp everything. And, well, the paper, because it's so wet. And so I was like, well, you know, I really don't want to use glue. I really don't like using glue. It frustrates me because I don't want to get my hands all dirty. And then, you know, I'm a mom and I constantly washing my hands as it is. And so it frustrates me. And I'm like, I just want to do something that's not going to leave me a complete mess on my hands. Because, so this is kind of the gist of what we're going for this little bookcase, I guess you would call it, or little book box. Because I like to make these little notebooks, and I like them to be in sets, you know? So I'm like, I can, you know, just wrap some cardstock paper around it and call it a day, and it's a cute little bundle, you know? Just like putting cardstock around it or something, and it looks cute, and slapping a sticker on it, you know. Or I can have a little case made for it, simple little case, and of course this one would fit 5, and it looks cute. These I could just put right in the middle, and it looks so cute. So this is the hard video. This is the video where we figure out all the kinks and make all the mistakes and hope it doesn't discourage you, but actually, you know, show you a lot of the work that really does go into making these videos. Like, I never realized it until I started doing it myself, and I realize now why there's so much editing. And I know I hear a lot of people in their videos say, you know, I'm just trying to do a quick video, I need, and they get busy. And I understand why it's not really a quick video, So this is just, you know, it's rough, but you see where it started from. It was a lot rougher. And it just got a little better. And I really like how it's turning out. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video all the way through, and hopefully you check out the other video when it's all figured out, everything goes according to plan. And yeah, I hope you guys like it, and go ahead and hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified anytime you know, I put out a video. I'm trying to put one out at least once a week. So yeah, I hope you like this video, and stick around for the final video, the second half of this video, where we actually worked out all the kinks and it goes nice and smooth. Have a good one.